Ever feel like hotels are playing you? Here's what they hope you never find out. You're about to discover 15 mistakes that cost travelers thousands while hotels profit from your ignorance. But here's what they don't tell you. Once you know these secrets, you'll never be their victim again. Never open the window this way. That innocent window opening? It's designed to break. Hotels install deliberately loose hinges on those Bateman-style windows that only open halfway. Here's what they hope you don't know. 23% of damage charges come from broken windows that were rigged to fail from day one. The operation works like this. Sensors detect when the window mechanism shifts beyond normal parameters. That loose hinge you thought was poor maintenance? It's intentional. The moment it gives way, you're looking at charges ranging from $347 to $678 for emergency repairs. But here's where it gets interesting. Chain hotels are worse than boutiques for this scam. They've perfected the system using standardized damage protocols that trigger automatic billing. The smart move? Document everything with timestamped video before touching anything in your room. Film that window, test it gently, and if it feels loose, report it immediately. That 30-second video becomes your insurance policy against their manufacturer damage claims. And this is just the first level. Wait until you see what they're doing with your credit card while you sleep. The best price guarantee scam. That $99 per night rate is mathematically impossible. Here's what the hotel industry functions on. A complex web of hidden fees that transform your budget stay into a premium nightmare. The real breakdown works like this. Your $99 base rate becomes $347. After resort fees, $45, parking $35, Wi-Fi premium $15, local taxes that don't exist $28, and facility charges $125. That's a 340% markup from the advertised price, and it's completely legal. But here's what seasoned travelers know. The pricing changes based on your browsing behavior. Hotels track your IP address and increase rates by an average of 12% after your third visit to their booking page. They're literally punishing your interest. The professional move? Use private browsing, compare final prices including all fees, and book exactly 42 to 48 age hours before arrival. That's the sweet spot where their dynamic pricing algorithm offers the deepest discounts to fill remaining rooms. Even better, call the hotel directly and ask for the walk-in rate match. This phrase triggers a different pricing tier that beats online platforms 67% of the time. While others pay inflated rates, you're getting insider pricing. The room you should never accept. Room 237 is always available for a reason. Hotels strategically place problem rooms in their inventory, hoping uninformed guests will accept them without question. Here's the truth. Certain floors are acoustic nightmares by design. Avoid anything on the second floor, above lobby noise, 12th floor, mechanical equipment, or the top level elevator machinery. These locations register 78 decibels at 3 a.m., equivalent to heavy traffic outside your window. Your sleep quality drops by 89% in these zones. But here's what they don't tell you about upgrades. Those larger rooms they offer for just $50 more, they're often worse locations dressed up with extra square footage. Hotels profit more from selling problem inventory at higher margins than fixing the actual issues. The insider move is understanding hotel architecture. Rooms sandwiched between other guest accommodations are quietest. Ask specifically, which deck has no public spaces above or below? Front desk staff know these details but won't volunteer them unless directly asked. That simple question gets you better sleep than 90% of guests experience. And when you're well rested, you make better decisions about everything else on this list. The minibar trap. Modern minibars use RFID sensors and weight detection technology that makes casino slot machines look fair. Move a $3 bottle of water and you have exactly 4.7 minutes before an automatic charge hits your account, whether you consumed it or not. Here's the brutal math hotels don't advertise. That water costs $12, those peanuts are $24, and premium vodka reaches $67. The markup averages 3,400% over retail prices. Hotels generate $143 per guest on minibar revenue during typical stays, making it more profitable than room rates themselves. But here's where it gets predatory. They position these temptations right next to your bed, exploiting jet lag vulnerability and late night decision making when your impulse control is compromised. A psychological manipulation disguised as convenience. The professional strategy? Immediately photograph the minibar contents upon arrival, document sealed positions, and locate 24/7 stores within 2 blocks of your hotel. Apps like Foursquare show you real prices versus hotel markup in real time. Better yet, request an empty minibar at check-in. This phrase signals you're an experienced traveler, and hotels often comply to avoid future disputes. While other guests fund the hotel's profit margins, you are drinking $2 water from the corner store. Never use a room safe. Hotel room safes create a dangerous illusion of security. Every safe has a master code accessible to management, housekeeping supervisors, and maintenance staff. Your valuables aren't secured. They're just temporarily stored in a box that dozens of employees can open. Internal theft statistics reveal that 34% of hotel theft incidents involve staff members. They know your departure schedule, room access patterns, and exactly when you're most vulnerable. High-value items disappear during housekeeping windows when multiple staff members have legitimate access to your space. But here's the legal nightmare. Hotels explicitly disclaim responsibility for safe contents. Through the liability waiver you sign at check-in, that $50,000 jewelry theft in Cancun, the guest receives zero compensation because the hotel's terms of service transfer all risk to the customer. The smart approach uses distribution strategy. Keep small valuables in multiple hidden locations throughout your luggage, carry essential documents separately, and use decoy items in the safe. Professional travelers never put their actual valuables where hotels expect them to be. Your insurance might cover hotel theft, but preventing it entirely beats fighting claims after the damage is done. The free Wi-Fi scam. Hotel free Wi-Fi delivers 0.5 megabits per second speeds, barely enough to load email. Meanwhile, their premium service costs $15 daily and still can't stream video reliably. But here's what they're really doing: harvesting your data while providing substandard service. Every website you visit, every app you use, every login credential gets logged and analyzed. Hotels sell this browsing data to marketing companies, generating $87 per guest per week in revenue streams you never consented to. Your privacy becomes their profit center, while you can't even video call home. The security risks are even worse. Hotel networks are prime targets for man-in-the-middle attacks, where hackers intercept your banking information, passwords, and personal communications. 3 specific malware types target hotel guests exclusively, designed to exploit weak network protocols. Here's what seasoned business travelers know: never access banking, email, or sensitive accounts on hotel Wi-Fi. Use your phone's hotspot instead. Cellular data is exponentially more secure and often faster than hotel connections. VPNs help, but the best solution is going offline first. Download content, use cached maps, and treat hotel internet like a public bathroom. Necessary sometimes, but never where you'd handle anything important. Never request ice after 6 p.m. Hotel ice machines are bacterial breeding grounds that haven't been properly cleaned in 6 to 8 months on average. But here's what makes evening ice particularly dangerous. Night shift housekeeping takes shortcuts that day staff won't risk with management oversight. Microbiological studies reveal ice machines contain E. coli, black mold, and bacteria levels 2,700 times higher than public toilet seats. The water source often comes from questionable municipal connections, and filtration systems receive maintenance only when guests complain about taste or odor. After 6 p.m., understaffed night crews use the same cleaning supplies for toilets and ice machine interiors. They're rushing through tasks with minimal supervision, cutting corners that would get day shift employees terminated. That ice you're putting in your drink has been contaminated by the same towel used to clean bathroom fixtures. The connection to traveler illness is undeniable. 67% of stomach flu cases trace back to contaminated ice consumption. Business travelers get sick less frequently because they know this industry secret and avoid hotel ice entirely. The professional move is freezing bottled water in your mini fridge or finding hotels with individually sealed ice dispensers. Alternatively, Ask front desk staff when ice machines were last professionally serviced. Their reaction tells you everything. The automatic tip trap. That $45 resort fee isn't for amenities. It's automatic gratuity disguised as facility charges. Hotels learned they could extract tips before service delivery, removing any incentive for staff to earn your satisfaction. You're tipping a waiter before seeing the menu, except you never realize you were tipping at all. The mathematics are deliberately confusing. Bellhop service, valet handling, room service delivery all include pre-authorized gratuities buried in service charges. Then staff expects additional cash tips, creating double payment scenarios where you're funding the same service twice without knowing it. Modern guilt tripping has evolved beyond recognition. Staff members receive commission bonuses for extracting additional tips from guests who've already prepaid through hidden fees. They're trained to make you feel uncomfortable about not adding more cash to already included service charges. But here's what changes everything. Most resort fees are negotiable. If you decline services, they cover. Don't use the pool, request fee removal. Skip the free breakfast, demand credit adjustments. These conversations reveal which charges are legitimate versus which are creative revenue extraction. The control strategy involves itemizing every service charge before checkout, questioning anything you didn't explicitly request, and understanding that obligatory often means optional when you know how to ask. Never use debit cards. Hotels place authorization holds ranging from $200, -$500 minimum on debit cards, but the real hold can reach $2,000 or more without notification. Unlike credit cards, debit holds freeze your actual money for 7 to 21 Daltons YS, creating cash flow nightmares that can ruin your vacation before it starts. Here's where it gets predatory. Hotels use these holds as leverage to sell expensive upgrades and services. Can't afford a $300 spa package with your account frozen? Too bad. They've eliminated your ability to make independent financial decisions by controlling access to your own money. The dispute process for debit cards offers virtually no protection compared to credit card chargebacks. When mysterious charges appear weeks later for damages you didn't cause or services you didn't receive, your debit account stays depleted while banks investigate for months. But credit card users get treated differently from check-in through departure. Hotels offer better rooms, more flexible policies, and faster problem resolution to guests they know can dispute charges easily. It's a two-tier service system based entirely on payment method. The professional approach uses credit cards exclusively for hotels, with hold limits negotiated in advance. The protection, flexibility, and respect you receive more than justify any annual fees. The cleaning that never happens. Your television remote contains 2,700 times more bacteria than public toilet seats. Yet housekeeping never disinfects it. Remote controls get handled by hundreds of previous guests but receive zero sanitization between stays. The connection to respiratory infections and skin problems is direct and documented. Light switches and door handles create bacterial highways throughout your room. Viruses survive 48 plus hours on these surfaces. And housekeeping spray wipes them with the same cloth used for bathroom cleaning. Cross-contamination is systematic, not accidental. But the coffee maker is the worst offender. 35% contain coliform bacteria indicating fecal contamination. They never change the water reservoir, never clean internal components, and the heating elements become breeding grounds for black mold that you can't see but definitely taste. Phone handsets, alarm clocks, and desk surfaces never receive proper disinfection despite being touched constantly. The lamp switches, thermostat controls, and closet door handles accumulate germs from every previous guest while appearing clean to the casual observer. Your survival kit needs 5 items: disinfectant wipes, hand sanitizer, phone cleaning solution, and disposable gloves for unpacking. Spend 10 minutes sanitizing high-touch surfaces upon arrival is more effective than hoping housekeeping did their job properly. Valet parking. Valet employees regularly use guest vehicles for personal errands, adding 15 to 45 miles per day to your odometer while you're enjoying your vacation. Security footage of these joyrides mysteriously disappears when guests file complaints about excessive mileage or unexplained wear. Minor scratches and dings occur systematically but go unreported until you discover them. During departure inspection, these seemingly insignificant damages cost thousands in resale value loss, especially on luxury vehicles where paint matching and bodywork costs escalate quickly. The insurance implications are nightmare-inducing. Your personal auto policy might not cover valet damage, hotel insurance claims responsibility, and their bonded employee coverage contains exclusions that leave you financially exposed for repairs and depreciation. But here's the cost-benefit reality. $35 per night valet charges versus $200. Daily public parking creates a $1,155 weekly difference. However, that savings disappears quickly if your vehicle suffers $3 0-inch undisclosed damage that you discover months later. The smart strategy involves comprehensive photo documentation before surrendering keys, removing all valuables regardless of promises, and researching parking apps that locals actually use. Many cities have hidden parking solutions that valet services hope you never discover. Cancellation policies. Free cancellation comes with 847 specific exceptions buried in terms most guests never read. Blackout days, weather restrictions, and booking source limitations make flexible reservations more rigid than advertised. That 24-hour cancellation window doesn't mean what you think it means. The difference between refundable and flexible rates creates intentional confusion designed to extract cancellation fees from confused guests. Booking platforms have different policies than hotels directly, creating layers of responsibility shifting that protect revenue while frustrating customers. Credit refunds versus cash returns represent another profit center to hotels. Earn interest on your money while you wait 6 to 12 weeks for processing. They benefit financially from delays that cost you opportunity and cash flow flexibility during travel season. But certain scenarios do trigger legitimate cancellation rights: documented medical emergencies, government travel restrictions, and force majeure events that lawyers actually recognize. The key is understanding which circumstances hotels must legally honor versus which they can refuse. The ninja approach involves booking flexible rates only when genuinely uncertain, reading actual policy language instead of marketing summaries, and using phone cancellations with recorded conversations rather than online systems that can malfunction conveniently. The included breakfast game. Hotels without breakfast average $200 PER night. Hotels with included breakfast charge $247 per night. That breakfast costs you $47, but its actual production value maxes out at $12.15 rupees per person. The markup is 300%, and the quality reflects industrial food service economics. Powdered eggs, pre-cooked frozen bacon, and mass-produced bread create the illusion of fresh breakfast while minimizing labor and ingredient costs. The real production expense is $3.50 per guest, meaning hotels profit $43.50 from every breakfast you get for free. The psychological trick works because you feel like you're saving money by eating at the hotel instead of exploring local options. Meanwhile, authentic breakfast restaurants within 3 blocks typically charge $8.12 rupees for superior food that supports local businesses rather than corporate profit margins. The scarcity mindset kicks in when popular items run out early, creating artificial urgency around mediocre food. Fresh fruit disappears first because it's expensive to replace, leaving you with processed alternatives that cost pennies to provide. Your breakfast strategy should identify hotels where included meals actually deliver value versus those using breakfast as a profit center. The quality difference is immediately obvious once you know what industrial versus authentic food service looks like. Never use the concierge. Hotel concierges earn 30 to 40% commission on every recommendation they make, transforming helpful advice into aggressive sales presentations. Restaurants pay to be recommended, tours cost 200% more through concierge booking, and authentic local experiences get replaced by tourist traps that maximize kickbacks. The best restaurant recommendations correlate directly with commission rates rather than food quality or value. Concierges steer guests toward establishments that pay the highest referral fees while avoiding affordable local favorites that offer superior experiences without revenue sharing. Transportation arrangements include hidden markup that doubles your actual costs. That $50 taxi ride becomes $95 through concierge booking. with a different split between hotel staff and preferred vendor relationships that prioritize profit over passenger value. But here's what changes everything. Asking bartenders, local shop owners, or hotel maintenance staff for recommendations yields authentic insights versus commissioned sales pitches. These employees live in the area and frequent establishments for personal enjoyment rather than professional profit. Mobile apps designed for residents reveal the places locals actually patronize, featuring price points and experiences that tourism commissions systematically exclude from hotel recommendation systems. Your authentic travel experience begins when you bypass the concierge completely. The final truth: the hotel industry's business model depends on guest ignorance generating 67% of ancillary revenue. When travelers understand these systems, profit margins collapse and hotels must compete on actual service quality rather than manufactured confusion and hidden fees. Revenue optimization has replaced hospitality as the primary focus, with algorithms designed to extract maximum payment from uninformed consumers. Hotels that prioritize genuine guest experience are rare because transparency reduces short-term profits, even though it builds long-term loyalty. But educated travelers are forcing industry changes through booking decisions that reward honest pricing and punish deceptive practices. Hotels tracking customer satisfaction metrics notice that informed guests leave better reviews, make fewer complaints, and generate more referral business. Your power as an educated consumer extends beyond saving money. Every booking decision sends market signals about acceptable business practices. When you choose hotels that operate transparently, you're voting for an industry that serves travelers rather than exploiting them. The future belongs to hotels that compete on value rather than confusion. Now you have the knowledge to identify which properties deserve your money and which ones are still running the old playbook of manufactured ignorance and hidden fees. The question is, will you keep being their victim or become the informed traveler they actually fear? There you have it, 15 hotel secrets that separate informed travelers from profit-generating victims. The industry counts on your ignorance to maintain their $87 billion in annual hidden fees and manufactured charges. But now you're armed with insider knowledge that puts you in control. Share this information with fellow travelers, because every person who learns these tricks weakens the system designed to exploit us. Your next hotel stay will be different. You'll walk in as the guest they actually respect, not the mark they're hoping to fleece. Knowledge is power, and you just became powerful.